Hey guys, so currently just working on the truck out here. I know it's getting a little late, so I apologize for the low lighting. I'm just going to try to crack all the manifold bolts on both sides, just make sure that they all come off. And as long as this goes smoothly, it's going to really fly on this, I hope. And then it's going to get down to if the long tubes fit right and don't have any binding or touching anything else. So let's just get to it. Let's get this thing working and see what we can get to tonight. Okay, so just got the driver's side, all the bolts loosened up on that side. Passenger side, I was trying to get to them, but I'm going to have to really tear into that side. And it's just getting too dark, so I'm going to try to work on that tomorrow after work. I'm going to have to pull off all the spark plug wires and try to get in there. It's just the spark plugs themselves were just interfering with getting to the bolts, so I just kept on slipping off. So I just sprayed it really good with some liquid wrench, and hopefully it'll sit for a day, and then I'll work on it tomorrow night. I'm going to probably have to use some long extensions to get to it. But the driver's side was really easy. I got every bolt off, at least loosened up for right now, above the engine bay, in the engine bay over top or whatever. Didn't have to go like through the fender well or anything like that. So I'm going to call it quits for that tonight. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit brighter out so I can actually show you guys what the heck I'm doing. And just kind of, it's so freaking hot right now. It's about 102 with the humidity and everything. So it's just stinking hot right now. I got a bunch of fans running, just trying to stay cool. So I'm going to kind of work in the garage here. I got a table that I'm going to be building and just sanding it down and everything. So I'm going to work on that, and then tomorrow I'm going to try to get back to it and try to get this truck done. I know a lot of people have been asking about it, and I just need to get off my butt and just start working on it. Okay guys, welcome back. Currently working on the passenger side. I got this one loose, this one loose. There's two actually here. I'm going to have to move the dipstick on that one to be able to get to that one. And then I got every other one loose here on this side. And I did remove the inner fender liner. So you can actually see how much room I got to get to them. I didn't even need a swivel. It actually worked out pretty good. So once I get these all cracked loose, I'm going to start working on this. I'm going to take the O2 sensor off and then crack these loose. And then next thing I'll have to do is go under here and then loosen up the Y pipe and get all that taken off. And then I will be ready to take these off. So let's keep on working and let's get to it. Hey guys, so welcome back. It is the following night working on the truck. Kind of want to show you exactly what I got done so far. Got a lot done. Just kind of want to get you guys up to speed and show you what I'm actually doing and where I'm kind of stuck right now. So I'm going to hopefully get this done. But right now we're just going to kind of walk over here to the truck. I'm going to show you what I am currently dealing with. So I got my light here. You can see underneath. I got, it's really hard to see, but I got this whole side over here completely done. All the bolts taken out. This one back in the corner over here was a super pain in the butt to do. I had to get a swivel socket to get it off, and that was just really not fun. This side over here, you can see it's a lot easier to do. Currently the only thing I am trying to get off right now is the dipstick. You can see it's right there, the dipstick tube, which if I can, I'm sorry, is right. This is probably an awful shot, but you can see it right there. Just trying to get this tube out so I can move the manifolds down and out of the way. I'm thinking my best bet right now is just take these 3 bolts off here and then just kind of separate everything and then just kind of take this manifold off and go kind of from the top up with it. And then with the long tubes, I'm going to have to figure out how the heck I'm going to get that tube on there. And maybe with the manifold off, I can get more room and maybe remove it and then put the long tubes on and then put it back in. We'll see how it goes. But I think right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 3 bolts off here and just kind of go with that. So got a lot done, got all the bolts off, and they're completely good. Had no issues. There was some really tight ones, like I said, that were on the driver's side. The really far one in the back was the hardest one, I would say, to do. So I apologize, it's really dark. I'm going to try to finish this up on this side, and then we'll see if we can get that thing taken off, and maybe at least the Y pipe and everything off tonight, and I'll kind of lay out what needs to go on. And then it's kind of just assembling everything and hoping everything fits right and nothing hits. So we're kind of going to go. The following day, I just kind of wanted to show you an update on what exactly I got done. So here, let's get to it. So on this side, you can see I got the actual exhaust off. Next thing I'm going to do is pull the spark plugs off, put new plugs in, and gonna go over to this side and I'll show you. You can see a lot more on this side. So currently have this side all ready to go, new plugs on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these headers on this side. I should say this header on this side. I left the tube on. I just could not get that off. So currently it is still on. I'm going to have to mess with that, trying to get that to fit on there perfectly. So I'm going to mess around with that, and then I will flip around to the other side, get that on, and just kind of show you how everything looks. I did save the exhaust. I'll show you over here. Worst case scenario, here's the passenger manifold. Save that, and then here is the driver's side over here. So I did save this. These bolts were basically rusted on. I just took a Sawzall and cut this right there, so if I need to, I can put a coupler on and put it all back together. Shouldn't have an issue. All I'd have to do is get a new manifold gasket if worse comes to worse. But so going back over to here, I'm going to try to throw the long tubes on, and here's the other part. Underneath, I still have it underneath there. I can actually pull this out and show you. Here is the other part of the Y pipe. So basically, when it is on the truck, it is sitting something like this, and I just took a Sawzall and chopped that off there. So I'm going to pull both of these O2 plugs off, and that way I have them, and then I will have to figure out which one I need. I think I'm going to need this one, but I just want to double check the after the cat. So I just want to make sure I get the right one, and should be good then. And then the other one I'll just leave out. But I kind of want to just figure out exactly which one I need to get this thing to run right. So I just got to do that, and then I guess on this side then start working on getting the spark plugs out and then running the exhaust. So let's just get to it and me stop blabbing. Okay guys, so currently have the passenger side on. They all fit up very, very well. No issues, just kind of have everything right now loosely bolted up. Kind of wanted to show you the easy one first. It's really easy to get to. So now I am going to turn my attention to the driver's side. I still need to pull all the spark plugs out, switch those around, and then I will try to maneuver the long tube header up in, and then I will go underneath and show you how everything looks underneath, and we will keep working. Okay guys, so currently have the exhaust basically all done. I'm going to crawl underneath the truck here and just kind of show you the underneath. So, sorry, this is kind of loud here, but currently, let's start at the front. Here is around the driver's side. So I got basically 2 fingers by the drive shaft, and then on the frame side, I got about 3 fingers. I'm really far away from the lines for the transmission, which are right in there. So that is looking very good. The only problem I am currently having is right here, the bung for the actual drive shaft. I tried to put this one on, and you could see that it was rubbing. I spun it a couple times just to show that it rubbed. So that is one issue. And then going here to the passenger side, you can see that I got plenty of room by the transmission tunnel. I got plenty of room on the frame side. Probably got about 2 inches there. or 2 fingers, and then 2 fingers, almost 1.5 I would say, from the frame to the header there. On this side I got about a finger. Everything looks very, very well there. And then on this side I will need also something I probably about 2 inches or so, and then I hit the frame for this bung on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order 90s for here. So it'll basically, I'll take these off and then put a screw in a 90, and then I'll put in the O2 sensor off of that onto the 90. But you can see it runs down, gets a little close here to the back side. I might get some heat wrap. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't even see it really, but there's right here, it gets a little close to the exhaust right here, so I might have to either tie this up out of the way or just get some heat wrap and kind of wrap that up, that way it doesn't get too hot there. So that is one issue. You can kind of see it there, where it kind of hits there. But right in here, I mean, it got plenty of room here. On the top side, it has plenty of room for the transmission. If I do take this this oil pan, the drip pan for the transmission down, I will have to take the exhaust off, but I mean, that's how it was for the Y pipe on the original one. This is kind of where I had to do some modding. The exhaust that came with it, there was this piece there, that's right there, and then there was another one, and it was like probably 8 inches too short to mount to the exhaust for the axle back, or cat back I guess you would call it. So what I had to do is I had to cut, I apologize, this is bad, but I had to cut the exhaust off the factory Y pipe. After the Y pipe, I cut that off and then cut it right here, and I'll show you exactly where I cut it in here in a little bit. But I cut it here, and then all I'm going to have to do is get a 2.5 inch exhaust clamp, and then that'll clamp up right there, and that will work. So I just got to do that. But now I'm going to go on outside here and show you how it looks in the engine bay. This side's kind of hard to see, but you can see how everything's kind of in there. I waited to put the fender liner in until I could show you guys a little bit better in the daylight, so you can see that. And I'm going to go over to the passenger side where you can see a lot more. So here is the passenger side. You can kind of see how nice they are. I mean, I had no problems bolting those up. Didn't have to modify anything. So Pro Tuning Lab is where I got these exhaust long tube headers and Y pipe. Very good kit. You just got to modify after the Y pipe. Have to get some more piping. I have the 2500, and these were for the 1500. I'll put in the link exactly what I got. But for the 2500, it's 3.5 inch exhaust after the Y pipe on OEM, and these were 3 inch, so I just had to get a 3.5 to 3 inch adapter. But I mean, it worked very well. And also, when I took the manifolds off, I put in all new spark plugs, and the wires were fine. So I got all that. Now all I have to do is put in my fender liners back in. But before we do that, I'm going to actually start this thing up. So I'm going to put the camera down right here, and we're going to fire this thing up for the first time. So currently the check engine light is on, and that is because the O2 sensor is on in currently. But Definitely sounds really good. So you can see it's smoking. So I'm going to shut this thing off, and I'm going to have to get some O2 sensors, and then we should be good. So yeah, so it's running a little rich, I would say. Gonna have to go in here and get that 3.5 inch exhaust clamp, and then order the 90s for it, and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna stop it here, and I'm gonna try to go to the store, get that 90, and see if I can come up with some oxygen sensor 90s, and hopefully we can get this thing running and take it for a spin. Hey guys, so that was kind of the exhaust first start on that. Definitely need to get the O2 sensors plugged in. It is running like pig rich right now with them disconnected. Well, currently not even one. So, but right now I'm just going to kind of show you underneath the engine bay. I put up the hood and I didn't really show you that, so I'm going to try to show you that from above looking down. Hopefully that helps some of you guys that are interested in these things. So I'm going to do that right now. Here is the driver's side. You can see this side, how nice and clean it is. Went in very well. Didn't really have any issues at all. And then here is the passenger side. Sorry, it's a little harder to see on this side. It's definitely a lot more stuff in the way trying to get to things up on the top side, but on the bottom, I mean, you can't. It's really easy and open. And I just put the fender liners back in, so it kind of can't really see anything. If you do look, you can see a little bit of the long tube headers, but really nothing too crazy. And also I did cut this nice and straight across just to help clean that up a little bit. One of my things that I'd like to do is the buddy that is helping me with the golf cart, we're going to make a nice custom front bumper for this thing down the road. So that's one thing I do want to do to this. You can see on this side I also cut this. So that's all done. But yeah, this side you can hardly even see the them. So I'm going to, I just got one more thing to do. I got to put this bolt in to hold the fender liner back. So I'm going to do this, and then I got to do the other side. Okay guys, so I think I'm going to stop the video right now. I'm going to probably do a part 2 of this when I get the O2 sensor and the exhaust adapter from the 3-inch to the 3.5. So I'm going to do both of those things, and well, hopefully by the end of this upcoming week I'll have all that stuff in, and I can get a little ride along and get some video of that, and then also get more of an exhaust clip. I just kind of started it quick, and then it started smoking really bad, so I just shut it off, so didn't want to mess anything up. So I'm going to stop it here. Please stay tuned for the next video, and we'll keep on working on this truck. So until then, we'll have a good one.